Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm Joe Dog. We got with us tonight Skunk, John, and Bill. Lewis is enjoying a vacation, and Dan is not enjoying vacation. Dan is actually at work.
Working for a living and a working.
He's definitely not working for the weekend.
Nope.
Not for a while.
So my little VTube avatar here can't express the indignation on my face that I have looking at your background, John.
Derpy deeds, and they're done derp cheap.
Why do you have that My Little Pony shit on this show?
Hey, better than nothing.
I don't. No, I think nothing is better than My Little Pony.
And of course, Carrie Bloodrose says, "Is that a pony?"
No, that's Skunk.
And there is.
Don't you start.
And there is John B. Pica. Welcome, John.
And Donna's here too. Hi, Donna.
Donna. Donna snuck in on me. Sorry about that. Hey, Donna.
She's a good sneaker
Yep.
because she wears sneakers.
And Carrie Bloodrose says, "I woke up to seeing a derpy."
Derp.
Yeah, it's the name of that particular thing.
Animated character.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
It was kind of funny when they designed him. He was just supposed to be another My Little Pony. But for some reason, when they started introducing them to the fans, they accidentally sent this picture.
No. You got that wrong. You got that wrong. The very first episode of the new show, there's a scene where they're all the ponies are hanging out, and they're all there. There's a crowd of characters, and these are all characters that would show up in the show later and stuff like that.
Right.
Just little background characters, right? And there was an animation error on her specifically that made her eyes do that derp thing.
Derp.
And so because of that,
somebody said she really is derpy, and it caught on.
Well, they later did an episode where she's trying to help one of the other ponies like fix something, and she keeps making things go wrong. And they even gave her a voice where she was kind of like, "I just don't know what went wrong," like kind of a silly, derpy voice, right?
Hi, Chris.
And at first, the fans of the show, like we were, I was a fan back then. We were all like, "Oh my god, they put Derpy in the show and made her a character. That's so awesome!" And then here come the butthurt people. Oh, you can't do that. You're making fun of the mentally challenged.
When I think of derp, I think of Pinky and the Brain.
Derp.
Yeah.
Pinky.
Narf.
Yeah. Narf.
I know he didn't quite say that, but
Yeah, I mean that's.
Skunk is John is asking you about what are you using for that graphic that is cool?
I got this off YouTube.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can just go on YouTube and just be like looping background video.
Okay. I think he's talking about your character, your animated character.
What are you talking about? This is just me in front of a green screen.
Blinking eyes and all that.
This is a VTube avatar. So I made the actual avatar itself. That was weird. I made the actual avatar itself, like all the pieces that go to it. And then I sent it off to a person on Fiverr to get it rigged, and so it will animate with my webcam. It tracks my face, and so if I turn my head, for example, and look over here, or if I look over here, you see it sometimes jump around. That's because it lost me for a second.
Oh, okay.
And but yeah, if I close my eyes, yeah, if I close them just a little bit, my eyes will get a little smaller, right?
Close
And
one eye.
It closes
Nope.
both if I close one eye. But I kind of get it.
Now here's the Twilight Zone episode of all this, is where Skunk's avatar actually takes over Skunk's body and makes him do what it wants him to do.
I'm okay with that.
You just don't care, do you?
I think the wrong one of this group is called Skunk, just to be honest with you.
Hey, don't you dare try to steal my thunder. just because your bottom is all rumbly.
I can steal your thunder because my thunder is louder.
It's definitely more powerful at times.
Yeah. By the way, Kiri brings this up. The Derpy character they had a Doctor Who episode thing. Yeah. Anyway, did I tell you guys about when we were playing on Tabletop Simulator, and they have if you don't know what Tabletop Simulator is, it's a tabletop. It's in 3D, physics engine and everything, and it was originally designed. The concept was originally designed in mind for you to be able to play Dungeons and Dragons sort of games with your friends and have a tabletop in order to do it. So you have like places to write down and your stats and stuff like that, and put your little figurines on the table, move them around and stuff. And eventually it like grew from there, and it has Steam Workshop support, so you can download and install games that other people make and have scripting with them and graphics and all that other stuff. So you can play like, 3D chess and stuff like that. They have all sorts of little nifty things that you can do with it, right? Well, obviously people would use that to create commercial games. You have your Cards Against Humanity and Apples to Apples and stuff. This is stuff you play at cons, right? One of the games, of course, is Flux. And the thing about it is that when people make stuff like this, they put a commercial game in there. If somebody else goes, hey, I've got an idea for a mod for said commercial game, and then they make their own mods. So, somebody made My Little Pony Flux. And yes, me and some friends played it. And yes, I won. I always win at Flux. That was the thing. Every time we played Flux, I've won, and I feel really bad. But I've been playing Flux for years, so I used to play with Bob all the time, so I'm really good at it.
Of course, Carly Donna says she's not afraid of my thunder. She's been gassed by the best, the Baker boys, in a closed car.
But that's the thing about Flux is that with people who play it, they don't know what to do because they don't play it as much as I've played it. So they never really figured out how to play their cards just right to be able to achieve what they want to do. And I already know, like before, that's one of the games that I'm like, it's one of the few games I'll say as far as that stuff goes that I'm like Bobby Fischer levels of like, I'm 3 steps ahead of everyone else before it even gets to my turn. I'm calculating everything that when they play a card, as soon as that card hits the table, I'm already reworking my strategy. You have to do that with Flux. That's how come I'm so good at it.
That sounds like Uno.
Oh my God, we played Cursed Uno. Cursed Uno was another one of the games that we downloaded, and let me tell you, rarely, whenever we've played Tabletop Simulator, have we ever ended a game just because we were bored. It was literally like, we can't do this anymore. This is getting ridiculous. Cursed Uno is all of the cards from Uno, all of the cards from DOS, and then additional rules with additional cards that they made. and it's just ridiculous.
Hmm.
There was something like 2,000 cards in the deck, and half of the cards were things like the bomb cards, where like if you play them on somebody, you if they get played into your hand, then you have to draw however many cards that bomb card forces you to draw. So it's like a stick of dynamite's like 2 cards, and a nuclear bomb is like 6, right?
Yes.
Or if you have it in your hand already and you have a gift card, you play the gift card, and then you can send the bomb card to somebody else, and then they have to accept it, and it counts as a draw. So then they have to draw the card. And there was all these rules about chaining draws together, and roulette, and oh my god! You know what? At some point, we just were like, nope, we got to stop playing this because this game will never end.
Oh, so Chris, what is going on your side?
On my side,
And what time will you be down there tomorrow?
I'll probably get there a little early. I didn't make it by there today to let Bob know what was going on, but I should have everything set up and ready to go by 2.
Okay. I'm going to try to get down there a little, early so I don't have to go through the Wendy's line. I'll just go through Burger King. It's a little faster.
Oh, it's considerably faster.
And I will not be going to Steak and Shake up in Hickson anymore.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
Tell us
I
all the
went
story.
online. I went online to order my food, and I checked, and they said store may be closing soon. Check hours. I said okay, and it was going to close at 8:30. At 6:51, they charged my card $43.26
What?
for all the food that I ordered. I get up there, and a girl comes out to all the cars and pulling up to the drive-through. I'm sorry, we're closed. I said, well, I made a online order at 6:50. They said we didn't make it.
Well,
But you charged the card.
Yeah, I said, but I charged the card. Well, you need to call the manager tomorrow, and we'll refund your money.
say no. You need
So
to
what
make
time
my food.
What time did they close?
7.
But it
Not
said
list-
that they were going to close at 8:30.
Yes, I said, but your website said you were going to close at 8:30. Well, we're short staffed, so we just closed early.
That doesn't matter. They charged your card. They said they were going to be open to 8:30. They should have honored your purchase.
Well, when I called the manager, she says, I can do 2 things. I can refund your money. I said, that's what I want. Or I can make your order now. I said, no, I don't want your food now. It'll probably be a year or 2 before I get food from you again because of this. And it was like, she goes, I'm sorry. I said, well, when you state one time of closing and then close up early, it's, not good, especially when you charge a card. And she said, I'll have it back to you in 24 hours. 24 hours is up and they've charged the card. So I'm giving her a call Monday morning saying, hey, y'all charged my card.
And call corporate office right after that.
You can't call corporate office for Steak and Shake.
You can't?
Nope. I've looked for their number. Of course, they're probably hiding it from me because I think these damn computers know when you're pissed off.
1-877-785-6745.
Hey, Skunk, post that.
Send that to me in a message so I can have it. I'll call it. No. Kerry, they did not send it to me. They did not give me my food or my money. All right, thanks, Skunk, because when I looked for it, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, whoa. I must have a green screen up or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came up same for mine.
Okay. And hey,
Well,
we got
it's
Grant Lankard in the audience.
hi Grant.
Oh, hey, well, Skunk's here.
Huh?
Microsoft did an update, and ever since then, my computer, whenever I go to a news story and it says Facebook post, post to your Facebook site, I click on it. It says that app's not available, but it wasn't doing that last week. So either Facebook did an update or Microsoft's update screwed it up. One or the other.
Possibly both.
Is there a button I need to go? Kind of like a StreamYard, you got to go and give them permission? Or anybody know?
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I couldn't find a button. I couldn't find a button on Facebook. So.
I don't know. I never had that problem, so I've no idea how to. I've never heard of that.
All right. Oh, what's going on? Is John B. Pica still with us? Because I want to ask John something. Jen Thompson gave us a big heart. Thank you, Jen. And right now we got 2 people watching on YouTube, 1 on Twitch, which is Kiri, and 1 on the Rising Tide, and 1 on my page. So welcome everybody who's tuned in across all our channels.
Well, then you said that, and one of them left. So good job, Joe. You scared somebody off.
I'm on the Rising Tide, so.
And they left my page.
Oh wow.
They were on my page.
Hey.
Yeah, and I shared on my page and on the artwork page too. So trying
to grow our crowd, and we lost to Chris. Yeah,
he's still there. What? He just turned his camera off. He probably
momentarily. I'm still here.
And we completely lost to John. John hit the wrong button.
Or I was going to say he's messing with us.
No, John completely went.
Gone.
John's gone. With that, we're going to wrap up the show tonight. Thank everybody for tuning in. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, there he is. If he'll come in.
Thank you, Donna, for doing that.
Yeah.
Donna says she always likes and shares, but she doesn't know why.
I don't get on YouTube that much because when I do, I tend to stay there for too long and lose track of time.
Oh, the history guy. I can sit there and watch his shows all day.
So does anybody know what today is? Besides Saturday.
September 18th.
Besides that.
Talk like a pirate day.
I don't think it is. Is it really?
Today is, I think.
The day after Elvira's birthday.
Well, it is that, but it's also National Batman Day.
Yeah.
There, does that make it look like the
Yep.
from the animated series? And for show and tell tonight, because we are a bunch of kids, I brought a few Batman things, which this was originally mine from 1975. It is a not a repop from Figures Toy Company, but the actual Mego Batman, and still has the little sticker bat logo, which so easily gets ripped off or it fades. Or
let me ask you a question: is it blue or green?
What's that?
The cape and cowl.
Blue and green are
Blue.
colors.
Blue.
All right, it's showing green, so you got your green screen turned on.
I probably got a green screen on.
Yeah, because I can see something going in the background.
Let's see.
Probably
Well,
because most people under 40 don't like getting up that early on Sunday mornings.
Yep.
yeah.
Hey, I'm over 40 and I don't like getting up that early.
Oh, yeah, I do have a green screen
Yeah.
on. Look at that, boy.
Yep.
That's psychedelic Batman right there. Let me see if I can deal with that. One moment.
Yeah, you just need some psychedelic music playing.
All right. And I want to thank Chris Gallipoli for throwing up a big thumb. Appreciate it, Chris. Welcome to the show. I've seen you like a few of my comments here lately. Thank you. I don't know if you're part of the Uncle Carl's Secret Humor group or from where. Oh, Bill hit the see y'all later. And there's a Heather Cook. Hey Heather, welcome for tuning. Thanks. That's
all, folks.
Heather, you got them all tore up.
I see. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, you go, Miss Marcia.
And John,
No more
your screen-
psychedelic Batman.
All right.
Yeah, I have issues.
I have volumes.
Yeah. Yep.
God, this little guy. This guy, they came out in the early 70s, and I got a Batman. I also got a Robin and a Superman up there. And then I also have the complete set of Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of the name of the company that put out those little plastic figures. They did them for the Groovy Ghoulies and a couple other series. And then this guy here is one of the almost complete set that I have. I'm missing the Flash. It was from Ideal made a Justice League of America play set that included a Bat Cave and a Batmobile and every other kind of thing you can think of. I think it included a couple villains and a robot and a bat plane, but all the figures were all hand painted. Later on, they would come out with these, and then the capes clipped on and off on Batman, Robin, and Superman. But later on, they would come out with just unpainted versions that would be all blue or all yellow or all red, whatever. And they sold them as cake toppers in the 70s. But back from 1965 on, 1966 on, through what they offered for a few years, they're hand painted. So the hand painted ones, if you find them on eBay, they're generally, they're very collectible, but they're also very expensive. And I kind of lucked out on finding most of mine because I never had any of the original hand painted ones. They were always the later cake topper versions from the 70s. So.
Oh.
But anyway, and I think you've probably seen this before. This is my Fire King Batman mug that has two different pictures on that, which I keep over here on the desk full of peppermints in case I have a coughing fit.
And Kiri Bloodrose asked, did they have a live action Superman in the 60s and 70s? No, but they should have.
Yeah.
Didn't the George Reeves carry over in the early 60s, or was it over in the 50s?
the reruns was all. I think.
Yeah, I think the George Reeves. Didn't he die in the late or had that lead poisoning incident in the late 50s?
Well, there was always different stories about him being murdered or committing suicide. They found him hanging in a bathroom, or that's one of those urban legends. But I'm looking on Wikipedia now, and they do say there were 6 seasons from September 19th, 1952, which is anniversary tomorrow, and through April 28th, 1958. So it did not enter the 60s. And sadly enough.
Hello, Joe D.
Yeah, Joe D, I actually sent you a message if you want to check out your Facebook Messenger. Oh, but yeah, I think he passed away in 59, right? Does that sound about right?
I think so.
Okay.
And Carl Mann is getting old, or Carl Whitzman's getting to be an old man and going to bed at 10:30 his normal time.
Tell chickens we said hello in the morning.
Yeah. It says that his death at age 45, which would be June 16th, 1959, was from a gunshot. Remains controversial subject. The official findings was suicide, but some believe that he was murdered or the victim of an accidental shooting. And he died in Benedict Canyon, Los Angeles, California.
And Carl is admitting he's a chicken. Bark, 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 bark. And we don't have a John Scarborough, but we do have a Joe D. McVie.
Yes. Hello,
Hey.
Hi, Joe.
Hello, Joe D.
Yep.
All right. Kiri, let me know. We're getting a notice that we are not broadcasting on Twitch.
Uh-oh, that probably means that it probably had some difficulty.
All right. I just checked, and we are broadcasting on Twitch.
It caught up.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what happened, but oh, and Keisha gave us a thumbs up. No, she gave us a big heart of love. Okay. Kiri says we're knocked off for a couple of seconds. Yep. We get knocked off every now and then. It may have been talking about the accidental lead poisoning of George Reeves.
Well, I guess if the bullet was made of lead, that's one way to get lead poisoning, to have it inserted.
Yeah. That's just the proper way to say it. Of course, that was the when I was doing my paranormal panels and the dangers of paranormal. Some of the bad things that could happen, and I actually had a police officer write this up for me. And an incident where you on an investigation and come into a situation with the local law enforcement. He said your first incident would be the officer saying, "Oh, you're doing what? Cool, okay." Just sort of let people know you're going to be here next time, so we know you're there and all that, and carry on. The second incident could be the possibility that the police officer tells you, "What are you doing here? You ain't supposed to be here." pack this stuff up, and leave. The third one happens when someone in your group gets a little stupid with the officer, and then you have a fatal reaction to that sudden onslaught of lead poisoning. And, people got the point.
Mhm.
And checking out where everybody is, we got Stupid O'Clock with one. Twitch has one. The Rising Tide channel has one. And somebody's watching on my channel. Whoever's watching on my channel, thank you so much. So, Jody, condolences on the disappointment tonight.
Well, I'm not even worried about
But-
it. I'm not.
But I heard you graciously say if you lost anybody, that one person would be the one that deserved it.
Mhm.
So, that is good sportsmanship.
You have to be a good sportsman, to be quite honest. You have to.
Yeah. And I've learned you can't win them all.
Mhm. That's true.
Of course, I wouldn't mind winning every now and then.
You can win them all if you bet for the other guy and have your guy take a dive.
Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so.
The classic words spoken to Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah. From one of my
Black.
favorite baseball movies, 8 Man Out. I love that movie.
But the thing about it is, it didn't resolve anything with the scandalousness that happens in Major League Baseball back then. It didn't fix anything.
No.
But you have to think
And they-
about it. It's like,
And they've had plenty of scandals since then.
Oh, yeah.
mhm.
And Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't give a damn what they say.
Yep. He
He
should.
should have been in the Hall of Fame as a player, not as a manager, but as a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah, never as a manager, absolutely as a player.
What are you looking at, John?
I
You
was
got a
trying to
series?
remember. I was trying to remember who that was that got busted in the pine tar scandal.
George Brett.
Yeah.
Was that George Brett?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was one of them.
Well, they almost had one here yesterday.
It was one time, and it was borderline
Yeah.
for George Brett.
Yeah. But the one yesterday, the guy had a chipped bat. And they were trying to say the bat was illegal. And the guy had already given the bat to a kid in the stands
Mm.
because it was broke. And that's when the manager came out and said, no. They had to go take the bat away from the kid in the stands to inspect it.
Well, I should at least give the kid another one.
They probably did that. Before I came with another bat. But the thing about it is like going through that lens to get
Yeah.
that bat to prove
Yeah.
that he did something.
Yeah. Well, I just had a good thing happen.
Kiri,
I've not
that was
had the-
one game.
Do what?
I was telling Kiri that was one game. And like I said, it was right on the borderline.
Yeah. No, I just had something good happen. I've had these pants on all day and didn't realize it. Felt something in my pocket, reached in, and it wasn't in my pocket, but it was in my cargo pockets. And there's money in my pocket.
Good.
$20?
Little more than that.
Oh wow.
Was it the
Yeah.
$43 and something that you supposedly paid for
No.
Steak and Shake with?
No.
Okay.
Leave the Steak and Shake alone. Leave it alone. It's-
He'd call in corporate office Monday morning.
Yep. I'm gonna call and complain to them too.
yeah, that
Very.
scene was hilarious with George Brett.
Heather said
That's
she
just-
had that happen with her leggings today. You had leggings with pockets?
Or somebody just stuffed money in her leggings, which leads to a different question altogether that I will not ask. But you all were thinking about it. You admit.
Well, actually, I didn't think about it till you brought it up.
And I think Heather just confirmed it.
And I just had to get away for a second.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of which, since we were on the subject of baseball, what do you think about the new pitcher rule
What is the new pitcher rule?
about illegal substances? There's no such things as spitballs in any type of specialty pitch that requires any type of sweat, this, that, and the other. At any given time, the umpire can come out to the mound and check. And if he feels that if the pitcher is putting anything illegal substance on the baseball itself, they get tossed from the game.
But when was this not a rule, Jody? I mean, that was always a rule.
But the thing about it is that lately pitchers have been out here in this 90-degree sun and have sweat on their hands.
Yeah.
They'll come and check their hands are sweaty. It's like, nope, you're out. It's like, what?
Now that's a little extreme. Of
Yeah.
course,
You put that gold bond powder on your hands before you pitch that ball, sir.
Mhm.
They need hell out there.
Who was it that pulled the rag out of his back pocket and the nail file flipped out?
Yeah,
Hello, Perry.
I remember
Hello,
that.
Perry.
Yeah. Or was it Necro?
I don't think it was Necro. I think it was because Necro gave everybody enough fits with a knuckleball.
Yeah.
He did.
That's a lost art right there.
Yep.
It's a hard pitch to throw.
And the old Chicago Cubs, Bruce Sutter, I remember him with his split-fingered fastball that he did, and
It was Negro.
Yeah.
It was Phil Necro?
It was Phil Negro.
Okay.
And everybody thought Suter was doing something a little backhanded. Thought that he was putting something else on that fastball, but he just did that pitch well. You know, he was able to really put it through, and it worked well for a lot of years. But
I think more of Suter as a Cardinals pitcher than a Cubs pitcher. But
Well, for that short period of time before he got traded, they had, what was it, Suter and Smith, Lee Smith, that 1-2 combination. Suter with the split finger and Lee Smith with the four seam. You did not want to see Lee Smith with that four seam fastball.
no.
I heard Harry Carey, inebriated as usual, say, you know how he would always turn around the names on all the players. He couldn't just stop with Bruce Sutter calling him Seuss Bruder. They were talking about the split fingered fastball, and he said Fitz fingered fastball. And I think the beer had more to do with it than him just being really good about turning those words around.
Heather says the question should have been is why is I'm wearing leggings? No, Heather, it should not have been, because gentlemen know better than to question what a woman is wearing.
Hmm.
And then she said there was a Red Sox pitcher that kept Vaseline under the bill of his hat.
Oh, a lot of people did that.
A lot
That's
did.
not new. That's not
Was,
new.
was
Yeah.
was that oil can Boyd?
Uh,
Probably so.
Well, you heard, what was it, back in August? A guy just set the new Major League pitch speed record, 106.2.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a strike.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
their COVID's made a lot of people gain weight.
think of the pitcher in the 80s that wore some hair grease like Dapper Dan or something that they didn't detect right away. And instead of doing this with the bill of the hat and getting the Vaseline on his thumb, he'd kind of do this like he's wiping the sweat off or something, or just like this. And he was actually grabbing some of the grease out of his hair to put on the ball. But I can't remember who that was, though. I know it was like early mid 80s. And they finally caught him too, though.
And Donna Carly Carlene says mixed up words like that are called spoonerisms after Reverend Spooner, who couldn't talk without at least one in his sentence.
Well, let's see who else did that. Archie Campbell, when they did the barber sketch
Oh, yeah.
on Hee Haw.
Mm-hmm.
Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
Well, Junior Samples couldn't get through a whole skit of his car sales.
VR 549.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he
and
lives
Chris, you absolutely missed it. You should have come to Outside Saturday night. Wimpy and Mark did Where Oh Where Are You Tonight? 10 choruses.
Oh.
No, that's Gloom, Despair, and Agony on Me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But there's both were funny.
Did they have the hay fork and everything with it too?
No, they were too busy plucking on the guitars.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to come, but it just didn't work out this year.
Yeah. They finally quit playing at 3:30 local.
Wow, that would have been 4:30 on the East Coast.
Yeah. Guess who couldn't go to bed till everybody left?
You. No wonder you wanted to die after you went back home.
No wonder I did die after I came back home.
No, you were just in a coma.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Then there was that 2-hour or 3-hour ride back home.
Yeah, but it seems like the ride back's easier than the ride in.
Not in that damn truck.
Yeah, you have a point there.
I'm going to have to ride you for 3 hours in that truck.
I'll pass.
Jody, we're talking about a 2002 Ryder rental truck.
No, I just thinking about how it just comes off. I'm just like, oh wow, that just does not sound right.
Oh, I know, Jody. I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, I'm like, nah, I'll pass.
And even the Facebook user feels the exact same way. That just sounds so wrong.
Is that you, Keisha? I know a lot of times she gets kind of knocked out of having her real name used.
May have been.
Yeah. Yeah, my last time back from Outside Con was
3 days later.
yeah. Lord knows my mind stays in the gutter.
Don't tell me it forgot Heather.
Wow.
Well, I know it's using the emoticons like she's using, but it's got her name earlier. Surely it didn't forget it that quick.
I think it did.
Wow.
Heather
Boo.
Fetchy, you have to get Facebook to give StreamYard permission to use your name.
Again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it does happen.
And
Not to me.
if you look right down here, all right, where is it? Hang on a second. Right here, StreamYard.com, Facebook, that /Facebook. You get it there, Bill. Okay. Now it's your turn, Joe. All right. Joe D. There you go, right there. Okay, there you
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's your turn again, John. Oh. Or instead of doing that, we could play the online version of What's My Line and try to figure out who the Facebook user is by asking a series of questions.
Oh.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in prison? Okay.
Oh, I just got to play this just for John. John's requested this, so I got to play it.
I have.
I am Frau Blucher.
Is that your first time seeing that one, Jody?
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, not the horse having fun with the squeaky toy.
Yeah. Well, Joe Dog, since you're on a roll, you ought to show him the Porky Pig one that you always do for me.
Oh, your
I
Porky.
bet Jody hadn't seen that.
The one is
Maybe.
the one that
You like-
What the heck is that?
it's like, oh, y'all thought I was going to say.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Now Jody, you heard I got what was it, a 60-day ban or a 30-day ban?
I think it was 30.
30. The first thing that played when I came back,
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Good old Randy Quaid.
Oh, man, he was so funny in Caddyshack, too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I saw that opening night in the theater. They have cut a line out of that.
Probably cut a lot.
Mhm.
No, they actually cut a line off that scene.
Yeah, it's probably where he says, up yours.
No. He goes, "Hello, boys, I'm back. Did you miss me?"
Yeah.
Hmm.
You remember that, Jody?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not in the any of the DVDs or anything.
Hmm.
The only reason I remember it, I could go show it to you. We got that on VHS.
Oh, it's on the VHS? Okay.
You got to
I
wait
re-
for the Snyder cut.
The Quaid cut.
So I'm not crazy.
No, you're not crazy. No.
I remembered that scene. And then when it started showing on TV, I'm going, they cut that.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, then
that was
you
the
watch
whole thing. He proved them right because he kept saying, it's like, I was abducted by them. He kept saying, I was abducted by them. It's like, you don't understand who you're messing with. I know these people. They took me out to outer space, and everyone's like, nah. Until that scene, it's like, he did it. It's like, oh, boys, I'm back. Did you miss me? Boom.
Yeah. And Donna Carly says she remembers the line.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that on movies.
Well,
And
if you-
Jurassic Park, the movie Jurassic Park, when they're They get off the helicopter, get in the Jeeps, and drive down the road. Laura Dern leans over and picks the leaf off the plant.
Yeah.
It's no longer in the what they show on TV, on any of the replays, on the Netflix or whatever it's running on now. That scene's gone, but she's holding the damn leaf in the Jeep.
Well, have you seen the edited for television version of Smokey and the Bandit and Blazing Saddles?
Well, I heard the edited for TV Blazing Saddles is only like 15 minutes long.
No, they changed the words. They do overdub on it. And then same way with Smokey and the Bandit.
Have you ever seen the one where they do the Frau Blucher thing for the bean scene?
No.
Instead of hearing a bunch of people farting during the bean scene, you hear a bunch of horses. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, she did it right, Heather.
Yeah. Now this is something I didn't know. When they did the TV airing, all the overdubs, all the actors went in to overdub their lines to cut out the cuss words, except Jackie Gleason.
Yep.
He refused to overdub his lines.
Yep.
And I thought his
justice.
I thought his overdubbed ones were just about as funny as the cussing ones.
Oh yeah.
Just because I mean, but it was just almost a way of making fun of them being overdubbed.
Yeah.
You know, calling scum bum.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was not Jackie Gleason in any of the overdubs.
Right. Yep.
And I was watching something else that Jackie had a handler that with him on all his movies. And when he would tell his handler, I could use a cheeseburger, the guy would go get him a cheeseburger and bring him back a drink. The drink was a glass of vodka.
Oh.
Well,
he wouldn't eat the cheeseburger; he'd drink the vodka. He was wanting to drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good clue word. Key clue word, because that way nobody can say that he was drinking on the job.
Yeah. And in the Dukes of Hazzards, if you watch when they'd go into the boar's nest, if Bo or Luke ever did this as they walk in, it was give me a real beer.
Okay.
There was actually real beer, because you're not allowed to drink on TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever saw them give that hand signal as they walk, when they walked in, and it's on a few of the videos. If you ever saw them doing that, when they got a beer slid on the table, it was a beer.
Yeah.
And Alexa, quit being nosy.
You installed a wiretap in your house and you're asking it to not be nosy.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Well, how about this? Hey, Samuel, I'm going to bed.
Good night. You have a great evening.
Alexa, remind me to order more C4 from Abdul.
Okay. Hey, Samuel, what's in your wallet?
If it's the one that says bad motherfucker, you better give it back.
That was like what, episode 2 of this?
Yeah.
Y'all doing it, Alexa?
Oh yeah, we did. We did an Alexa interview. Yeah,
Yeah,
we had her as a guest host.
Yeah. Oh, and then I got my Hey Samuel. Tell me a bedtime story.
Oh no.
Sam can't do skills, but I can help. I have a skill for that. Welcome back to Amazon Story Time. You can spin the magic wheel, or you can tell me your favorite type of story, like silly or animal.
Alexa,
Let's get
shut the
started.
fuck up.
Ta-ta.
Did you hear that?
Good night.
I was about to get ready to say, why don't you say porn? It's like, what type of story would you want? Porn.
I hate it when you ask Alexa to do something simple, like Alexa, set a timer for 40 minutes. And she comes up with some out of left field advice of things that you can either do on the Alexa or buy from Amazon. Just because, just because you asked her about a timer.
Kiri Bloodrose, there's a good reason it sounds like Fred Flintstone. It is.
Alan Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I couldn't remember the name. That's the one that did the overdubs for
Right. And of course, Fred Flintstone was modeled after the Honeymooners. Which
was that. And also Alan Reed was the landlord on the Monkees. He'd
Hey,
come
Bill.
in there telling them he was going to evict them or whatever, and he'd get raising his voice, and he'd sound just like Fred Flintstone.
Oh, so John just killed his Gatorade.
It's gone.
Still working on my Sprechers.
One of the problems with not getting any sleep for 36 hours, you have to eat and drink more.
Well, when are you going to go to sleep?
Yeah.
He's asleep right now.
Yeah, I got a feeling I will probably go out soon because I've got to be in Dalton tomorrow morning. Or, well, morning for me is the crack of noon.
Yeah.
That's a luxury.
It's going to be way earlier than that for me.
Well, what's a luxury?
Morning,
getting up at noon.
Crack of noon. That's a luxury.
Crack of noon.
Speaking of which, you guys want to know how many hours I clocked in this week at work?
I bet you're pushing 65.
I think it's north of 65.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 68.
Nope.
I would say somewhere to like 75 to 76.
74 and a half.
$25 and a quarter.
25.
Oh, no, wait a minute. That's Price is Right. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say $1, Bob. I believe everyone overbid.
Yeah.
Hey, Skunk.
99 cents.
Hey, Skunk, does it involve the manager getting you a pizza party? Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Just
70 hours.
Oh.
Almost 70 to the decimal point. It was like 70.06 or something total.
And is any of that overtime pay?
30 hours of it.
Ooh.
And you got your old route back, so don't complain.
Yeah. But that's the thing about this past week was the past week and a couple of days from the week before, I'm not doing just my route. I'm doing I'll put it this way. I think it was I did 3 routes. I think I did 4 routes on Thursday. I think that's how many routes I did. Because I had to do my route, and I had to do, or no, wait, was it Wednesday? I don't remember. It was one of the days this past week where I did my route. I did the one of the Dalton routes. I did the Calhoun route, and I did the GFB route. So I combined a bunch of routes into one. And there was one night last week I didn't get off work until 9:30 at night.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, and then I got called in today. Did I tell you guys about that? I don't remember.
No.
No.
Didn't say
I
anything
think
about it.
so.
Okay, so this morning I'm sleeping. I was asleep, and I got a phone call at 6:20 this morning. It was the Saturday route guy, and he calls me and he says, I don't feel good. Can you do the route for me? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm sitting there getting out of bed, like having to put on clothes and all that, and thinking to myself, I'm like, he called me at 6:20. He's supposed to be at the warehouse at 6, right? And so that was sitting there just thinking, I was like, well, everything's going to be late today. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So
And
no, I'm just looking at Bill being a jerk, not you, Sarton. Like, really, dude?
so
the guy that called you. The guy that called
William.
No, yeah, William Shaw over there. That's our friend Bill. He's being a dick. So so I ended up, like, it took me forever to get ready. So I don't get to work until like 7:15, right? And then when I get there, I have to unload my van, which I wasn't going to do on Saturday, or which I wasn't going to do on Friday because I didn't have to come in on Saturday. So I had to unload my van and then reload it and then rush out the door. And I had to go all the way down to Dalton, then turn around, drive all the way to Chattanooga and then to Hickson. And by the time that I finished up everything, got back to the warehouse, it was already 11 p.m. And then I spent a couple of hours I had to unload the van again because now I'm there. I have to unload the van and get it unloaded for Monday. And I wasn't going to do that until tomorrow because I have to go to Dalton anyway, but screw it. I'm already at the warehouse now, so I might as well do it now. And so I unload the van. Then I had to clean up all the stuff that I unloaded from Friday that I had to just throw on the floor and get all that done. And by that point, my boss had showed up to do interviews to get some more people in there. And she was like, what are you doing here so early? And I'm like, Joe, are you okay? You look like you're having a seizure.
I just saw something. Crap. All right.
That doesn't sound good.
No. When you came in, I think you came in after I'd already cut it off.
Oh, the NASCAR thing.
Yeah, there was a hell of a fight on pit road.
Did you see that? Did you see that car that had the gas thing still hanging out of it when I was driving down the road?
Oh.
I saw that on Twitter, and all I could do was just link to that scene from the Final Destination, the fourth one, with the NASCAR race, and I was like, why does this look so familiar?
Oh, you didn't see what happened afterwards?
Oh, the guy slipping on his ass?
Boom! And on live national TV.
Yeah. Okay, hold up. I'm going to say this right now. Anybody who sits there, it's like, oh, I worked 60 hours, I worked 80 hours, I worked whatever. No, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't fucking start with me. It's bullshit, and you fucking know it.
Okay.
So, anywho. So when she saw me and she was like, why are you here? And I had to tell her, dude called out again, you know, and she was like, oh man, dude, thank you so much. Like, I didn't even know he called out. Like, he didn't call me or anything. And I was like, great. So, and then, you know, so I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, had to drive for 4 hours. And then I had to work in the warehouse for 2. So when I got home, I passed out. I passed right out and got my sleep in when I got back home. So I didn't get up tonight until like 10 o'clock. My sleep schedule is completely screwed up now.
Well,
the
Skunk,
snake get to sleep.
you did the honorable thing by taking over the route for him, but I wouldn't do that too often because then.
Well, this is a guy that never calls out. He never calls out, so that was weird, right?
Yeah.
You know, he never calls out, so something's got to be wrong with him. You know, he's got to be really sick. I'm just hoping it's not COVID because we already lost somebody for COVID that is not going to come back for another week.
Yeah.
And how the hell did they get back in here?
Yeah, it looks like the same ones from last night.
Yeah.
Or not last night, but
a couple weeks ago.
Thursday.
Real quick.
Well, last night we were talking about it in the green room, and Eric Hawkins said something yesterday morning on Brian's show saying that it's not anybody you know. They're just trolls and just like hackers. I mean, that's literally what they're doing. Yeah, that looked exactly like
there's a lot of
from Thursday night, but
there's a lot of bots going right now on all these streaming services on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. There's a lot of bots. That and they're not. That's the thing is the bots aren't real people. They're just made by internet trolls who they're doing it to get a rise out of people. So the ones on, I think it's very interesting. The ones on YouTube that are trying to get people that are trolling people and harassing people are. I think it's very interesting. The ones on YouTube that are trying to. Somebody's leaking. That are.
Not me.
Not me.
Anyway,
the volume's off. So
damn. Already jumped in on another channel.
He's trying your patience. Oh boy. Yeah. There we go.
Whoa.
That's not what you want.
Now it's getting to the point where we need.
Damn it! All right, be right.
Joe's got to go commando on him.
Mm-hmm. It happens.
Anyway, the ones that are over on Twitch are also doing annoying things.
Yeah. And Donna said Brian recognizes the sentence syntax of one of his trolls. He said he's trying to get back for being punished for sexually harassing Rising Tide women. I'm not personally referring to the one that he saw, but just the ones that's been hitting us mainly. But I know I heard Brian commenting about it, but of course on our end we can't see him. What his, only Brian can see his. So, but yeah, these there, I think yeah. Oh, one he said block for 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous.
And there's another one to get too there, John, or...
I already got it.
Did you? Okay. There's gone. Yep. It's Saturday night, people.
So, well, we don't know if that's, I mean, and Donna, we don't know if that's one of We don't know if that's related or not.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to chase them, and I can't. Okay, see, I didn't see the Ryan Askew, so thank you, whoever got that.
That was me.
I'm
They're
where
still showing in the comments. So
They show up. Yeah, I don't.
3 of them are.
I'm hearing a cat.
4,
that's
5.
mine. Where were they?
YouTube.
YouTube's. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what YouTube channel though, because I'm only seeing it on Stupid O'Clock. You're only broadcasting to 2 YouTube channels, it looks like.
Yeah, Stupid O'Clock, and then one of my personal pages.
It's
But-
probably come from personal because I'm on the Stupid O'Clock one and it looks like it's clean. I don't see anything saying that a person was blocked or a comment was removed.
They're
Well, see,
all on your personal one.
Okay, see, I'm already over there, so unless let me look.
All the messages are deleted because we blocked them.
Yeah. All right.
So they're not. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, here he comes again.
Yep.
Hold on.
And let me find out where he's at. Don't. Okay.
It's on Stupid O'Clock. Now I see him. It's just deleted. So it's on the Stupid O'Clock page. That.
All right. I just threw the full block on the. He was on my personal page.
But he was also over here, apparently.
Yeah, I got his ass this time. He's blocked now. He will never come back. He's got to go through the. He got to make him another page. But by God, I'm waiting on your ass, little fucker.
Yep.
Bring it.
As old Roscoe would say, cuff 'em and stuff 'em.
But like, it's the thing. It's just like if it is that guy, and if it is that guy, that particular person, right? Well, I'm just gonna put out a blanket statement to that guy because I'm already in a mood since Bill pissed me off earlier. Not you, Sarton, the other guy.
I know.
Dude, we have no. If that is you, we've got nothing to do with whatever decision Brian made about kicking you out or whatever. So if you're taking it out on us, right? That, we had nothing to do with that, man.
Oh.
So if it's an affiliation thing, grow up, okay? Stop being a child and move on with your fucking life.
And that's what I was about to ask, because since we're on Rising Tide Network, is this guy doing that on anybody else's shows other than Brian's?
I haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it on anybody else's shows.
But then again, I'm broadcasting.
I'm looking for the guy right now, and yeah, I'm seeing. I just looked at their some of their stuff, and yeah. Yeah, you have no life. All right. And Donna Carlene gave you a pat on the back. Great speech, Skunk. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you want to troll my show, bring it on, because I ain't afraid to use the band hammer.
Actually,
And I'll unblock you just to block you again. You like that, huh, Joe D? Just unblock them so you get the...
Yeah, like you troll back. You would troll back. That's the whole point. It's like, okay, time out for a minute. You want to keep going? Okay, time out some more. Okay, you're done.
Van Hammer, didn't he write the theme song for Miami Vice?
Mm.
That's Jan Homer.
Oh, sorry.
Good stuff, though.
It never works, but I like doing it anyway.
And Kiri says, if you're going to be a troll, be funny, but expect a troll back. Yeah. I just wonder.
Be funny and show some class.
Yeah. Don't be a troll. Be a trollkin.
That's even worse. Not too many people remember those toys.
Oh.
Except for me. Although I did an all 80s cartoon thing this morning. I usually do 80s throughout the week because it seemed like the majority of my viewers are from that age. And then I'll do 60s and 70s on the weekend on Saturdays. But today I had a little extra content from the 80s. And then with it being National Batman Day, I had to throw in some Batman in there as well.
Well,
And
the 80s were fairly consistent in having the programs on at certain times, and they were, did it for at least half a decade, which you didn't always get that with every decade.
Mm.
And if you're like me, you had to be the antenna for about half of them that morning.
Oh, this Ryan Askew, he plays Call of Duty Black Ops on PS3 and Xbox.
Yeah, it's no videos though. It's just a bot. They put that on there to make people think that it's
somebody worth following.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just, sadly he doesn't have any. Like you said, he doesn't have any videos because the trollage would come quickly.
Yeah. No, don't sip to their level. I'll tell you, get suspended.
No, all I would have done is just hi.
And
you.
hey, and what is that? What you poke the bear?
Yeah,
just gonna send more bots. Don't worry about it. It's all that. It's like the Telerobo thing where you answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You're just showing them that you care. Just block them and move on, and report them to YouTube. That's all you can do.
It was fun making them cry and scream for mercy.
They're not going to do that again. They're bots. You have to remember, you're dealing with something that it literally has no morals because it doesn't have a soul. It's a robot. It's just a computer program. You can't function with that. If you give it attention, if you subscribe to its channel, if you do anything like that, guess what it's going to do? It's going to go, oh, you're an active user that our harassment campaign is working against. We're going to send more bots. Just block them and move on. Don't say anything to them. Don't. Oh, now I'm getting frustrated.
I love the.
That's one of the reasons why Skunk should not delve into the whole thing of AI because it gets worse.
I love the. We're trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty, and actually, it being a human when you answer, I come up with the line of, "And what vehicle? Why do you people keep calling me about that? That car was totaled in an accident 3 years ago where my wife was killed. All you do is just keep continuously torturing me and reminding me of my wife's death in this vehicle." It makes them cry, especially the women.
I never get to talk to a human. It's always somebody that kind of sounds human, but you find out it's recorded.
Yeah.
And Donna says she's always impressed by us guys knowing names of people who do stuff like the theme song of a show.
Yeah.
Like John's cousin, Joey Scarborough. Believe it or not, I'm
American hero.
Greatest American hero.
The suit. You got the suit, kid?
Wow.
What Well, was Greatest American Hero before the movie Super Fuzz?
Oh, Super Fuzz was so much fun.
Super Fuzz was in the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it
Late
was a lot earlier.
70s, right
Because
on the cusp of age.
Greatest American Hero was early 80s, I think.
Yeah, like 81 or 82, and then
Like 79, 80 for Greatest American Hero. And then Super Fuzz, I was just thinking it had to be earlier than that or right about the same time.
Yeah, it was 79 or 80, I think.
Super Fuzz.
Oh, it was so
See
fun.
what it says here.
Parents,
And
Greatest American
whoever-
Hero was 81.
1980 for Super Fuzz.
I thought it was earlier than that.
no.
I
He
did
was in
too.
He was in earlier movies, you know. They Call Me Trinity, I think. Boot Hill. I think there was another one.
Who?
That's Terrence.
It's not Terrence Stamp.
Hill.
It's
Terrence Hill was Trinity.
Yeah.
He was Super Fuzz too.
Well, Super Fuzz. Terrence Hill was in Super Fuzz too with Ernie Borgnine and.
Oh, Ernest helped make that movie.
Yes, he
And
did.
I'd like to welcome Shell because I don't recognize the avatar, but I don't really understand what they're saying.
I buy your gas.
Yeah. But now, some interesting facts about the Greatest American Hero. Do you know they changed Ralph's name after the first couple episodes?
Didn't really stop to think about it.
His name originally was John Hinckley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
John Lennon.
Reagan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Reagan.
Mark David Chapman was John Lennon's assassin.
Yeah. Bill, don't tell them.
I won't.
But do you know who William Katt's parents is?
No, but I'm sure it'll make sense when you tell me.
It's killing Bill.
I better turn my mic off.
William Katt actually replaced his father in the
Who keeps bringing that up?
It's the Perry Mason series, the Perry Mason movies. Della Street and Paul, what's his name?
Drake.
Paul Drake is William Katt's parents in real life.
Yep.
And in The Greatest American Hero, if you ever watch and see Ralph's mom in real life, that is his mom. Della Street played his mom in A Greatest American Hero.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Now, Jody, do you know what William Katt's first movie was?
I have no clue.
House.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I knew he was in the movie. The first one, anyway.
That's one of the reasons he left the show is because he wanted his movie career to take off.
Now here's a question.
Yeah.
Dealing with that series, did they ever get another copy of the manual for the suits?
Yes, they did get another copy, and Ralph promptly lost it. Because in the series finale, they turned the suit over to a girl.
Oh my God, I forgot William Katt was in Carrie, the Stephen King movie.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
He was the date. No, he was her prom date.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Of course, we all know
Yeah, that didn't
John
turn out very
Travolta
well.
was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Butch and Sundance too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Skunk, did you know
Huh.
they're coming up with a Child's Play series?
Yes.
Wait, a television series?
And yet another Child's Play.
All right, we got another freaking
Tom's
five.
Ray. Oh, wow. A Charles Lee Ray television series. Wow.
All right. Daniel Bozar, thank you. Well, thank you.
Uh-huh.
But
I don't think that Shell one's a real person either. But
Ryan Askew just changed his name to Adolf Hitler 666.
yeah, and comments came back up on the thing here.
What was
I want to point out, by the way, to everybody that when you see the comments popping up on here, if we block somebody, the comment might come back because of the way that StreamYard works. They're getting blocked on YouTube. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I just thought it might be good for y'all to know.
Well, that's why I'm telling you.
I appreciate that, Skunk.
And that's why Skunk is kind of like producing the show, doing his job. Letting everybody know, don't worry about that.
Mhm. Well, didn't the troll from Thursday night, Joe, had Hitler name too?
Yep.
That's what I thought. So,
I mean, one of the avatars that popped up earlier had Hitler in it, but anyway. This is like I said, don't give them the attention. They want attention. Don't give it to them.
yeah.
Just ignore them and move on.
Okay. Well, I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow. I think I'm going to get off of here. Good seeing all y'all. I hope y'all have a good
No, we
night.
only got 30 minutes, Chris. Come on.
Well,
Come
make
on,
it
Chris.
to the clip.
Yeah, no,
Please clip that everybody loves to see.
no last man standing show tonight.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, that was fun, Kerry. Yeah, like I said, I got a lot going on, but I should be here for the full show next week.
Yeah.
See, even your fan club is asking you to stay.
Yeah.
My fan club has disappeared on me. I think they abandoned me. Didn't pay them enough attention.
That's somebody just says hashtag Chris Fan Club. They're still there.
Good night, Donna. I will see you.
Yeah, and Chris, I need to try to get agendas made up. Bring your stapler.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll
See
talk
you.
later.
All right.
Good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
All right, Chris. Have a good one.
Oh.
Yeah, one thing in here I saw looking at all the William Cat movies, 1977 movie he did with Susan Day, which had both of their first nude scenes in it, called First Love. If any of you are Susan Day fans, you could kind of, this was actually
Wait, that's right after Partridge Family then.
Yeah, they was after Partridge Family just by a few years. I'm trying to think of, the other movie that Susan Day was in that
Looker.
she did a nude Looker, yeah. But that would have been like early 80s on that one. Remember, she had like short blonde hair.
Was it Albert Finney, James Coburn, Susan Day, and I can't remember who the other woman was. Darn it. But I always liked the idea behind that Looker gun.
And she started patterning her hair in that movie to be on the next TV series that she was going to be in.
Which is Ellie Law.
Ellie Law, yeah.
Because I watched that show just because of her at the very beginning.
Well, and that's weird because I was truly in love with her during the Partridge Family days. And when LA Law came out, I never watched it. I think a lot of it was because it's like, she looks different or whatever. But then I started watching it in reruns, and I'm like, oh man, I missed a good show here.
Okay, James. James says he was born in 81, but doesn't recall any of those movies. Now, did you know?
Born in 81 means that you wasn't old enough to remember the movie.
Yeah.
Right,
Uh,
really.
I don't think they'd let 3-year-olds in to see Looker.
Yeah.
I think that was R-rated.
I can't remember her Partridge family name.
Lori.
Lori Partridge, yeah.
You know, Lori Partridge dated Luke Skywalker.
Mark
Yeah.
Hamill, really, yeah.
And he was on an episode too. It was the episode where she got the braces.
Yep.
And she kept hearing the Rolling Stones in her teeth, and they were trying to look around to figure out where it was coming from, and it was Mark Hamill with a little transistor radio with earplug in his ear. Her dentist or ophthalmologist, whatever
Orthodontist.
it was, orthodontist. I'm sorry. Said, yeah, it should be within 500 feet or whatever it was. But yeah,
Heck, I'd pay extra for that.
I think that was what year did he do the movie Corvette Summer? Was that the
Right
year before
after Star Wars?
Oh, right after. Okay.
It was right after Star Wars because he had a wreck filming the movie.
And messed up his face, and they had to injure his face in the next movie.
Right.
Yeah. That's why the what was it called? Banta? No, that's the
Wampa.
Wampa. That's why the
Wampa,
Wampa slapped Luke in the face at the first of the movie. To make up for that.
I actually saw Corvette Summer at the theaters and kind of still enjoy it if I see it on cable or something.
Now, he was in another movie that was filmed right in the Chattanooga area called The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia.
Yep.
With it was Mark Hamill, Dennis Quaid, and
Christy McNichol. Yep.
The queen of the, what was it called? The ABC After School Special.
Yeah.
No, it was a theatrical movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying Christy McNichol was the queen of those.
Oh yeah.
Every time you turn around, Christy McNichol in the ABC After School Special named this.
And Kiri Bloodrose says he remembers one of the cartoon shows he watched as a kid where Hamill suddenly won a student body president election by a landslide.
Hmm.
And 24 James says, do you know who Shell is? I saw him on another one of your videos. No, I do not know who Shell is, but as long as he doesn't get real crazy, we will allow his comments to stay on the channels. But if you start to troll or anything, we'll drop the ban hammer on you so quick it'll make your head hurt.
Don't tase me, bro. Or shall I say, don't tase me, Joe.
Yeah, not only will we ban you, I'll unblock after I block you. I'll unblock you just so I can block you again.
Personal satisfaction.
Yeah. Makes me feel good.
You were talking about ABC After School Special.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that the one that Sybil was originally presented on? Where Sally Field played the girl that had multiple personalities.
That was one of them, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I know John Travolta, Boy in the Plastic Bubble, was one of them. I'll never forget that because that was really weird.
I liked that movie for some reason.
Yeah, it was a popular one at the time because of Welcome Back, Kotter, and of course he hadn't done. He hadn't done that yet because I think this one came out in 75 or 76, but that's like watching the movie The Lords of Flatbush and seeing Sylvester Stallone in a kind of pre-Rocky and Henry Winkler, which I don't know if that was pre-Fonzie or maybe the same year that Happy Days came out.
Now that makes me wonder about one thing since you brought up Stallone. Was Death Race 2000 before or after Rocky 1? I could have sworn it was before. That he played Machine Gun Joe the Terrible before he played Rocky.
From Death Race 2000, yes. That actually...
Death Race 2000, 1975.
Yeah. That's the first movie I ever saw. My mom and dad took me to see it because of David Carradine. They knew I was a big Kung Fu fan at the time, not knowing that there was a nude scene in the middle of the movie.
Uh-oh.
And it really sucks to sit in a movie theater with your mom and dad in the seats behind you.
All of a sudden, the hands come from nowhere. No!
And The Lords of Flatbush did come out in 1974, so that probably would have been, same year as Happy Days. Armand Asante was in it. Man, Dolph Sweet from Give Me a Break.
Oh, that
Ray Sharkey. Oh my God.
Dolph Sweet, the coach of the Bad News Bears when they did Bad News Bears Breaking Training.
Yeah.
Yep.
Burke Adams. Burt Lancaster was in it. I don't remember Burt Lancaster being in Lords of Flatbush.
It was a bit part.
Evidently. Well, there was a movie that I think it was like an ABC after school movie too that the character that played Freddie Boom Boom Washington on Welcome Back, Kotter, he was in it. And they ended up making I think a TV show out of it or something later on. And oh man, now I can't think of what it is.
See, it was kind of like an offshoot of Cooley High, if I remember correctly.
I think it was, yes.
Offshoot of Cooley High, but it wasn't Cooley High. And it eventually, I remember Cooley High eventually became the TV show What's Happening because it was based upon that.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe I am thinking of Cooley High. Let me check it out here. 1975. Yeah. Oh, and because Raj from What's Happening was in Cooley High too.
Very young version of him because he wasn't the main character. He wasn't the main character that he eventually played in the television show, but it was that was in that.
Yeah, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Jackie Taylor, Garrett Morris. I forgot he was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Morris, wasn't he one of the original Not Ready for Prime Time players?
Absolutely.
Yep, he was part of the original six.
Yeah,
that was part of it with Belushi, Murray. It was Belushi, Murray,
Aykroyd,
Chase,
Gilda,
and
Jane. Who?
Jane Curtin and Lorraine Newman.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a team that can never be duplicated.
Oh.
Imitated, yes. Duplicated, no.
Yeah, they try. I always thought 75 to 79 was the best run.
Mm.
For I mean, not I like other ones later on that had Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo and so on and so forth, but consistently, the original Not Ready for Primetime Players, which I will also include Bill Murray, since Chase boogied after the first season, thinking he was too good for everybody. And I guess he still has that attitude.
Yeah, he does. He does.
With no matter who he's with or what show he's on.
But didn't he leave because of the Fletch movies? Because Fletch took off and he thought he couldn't do Fletch and that at the same time or something like that.
Well, I think he had several that he wanted to do, and of course that was pre-Caddyshack days, but yeah, definitely Fletch was one of them.
Speaking of Fletch, Under the Rainbow.
Oh.
Carrie Fisher, Chevy Chase, and Billy Barty.
Well, I saw, we were talking about the comedy of the Saturday Night Live crew. Somebody posted a meme that showed Laurel and Hardy and said, I dare you to name a better comedy team than these two. I said, that's simple. Howard Fine and Howard, either iteration, and Abbott and Costello.
That was the first one that came to my mind. Abbott and Costello was is better than Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah,
by far.
Some people would say Martin and Lewis, but everybody knows so much about the feud between them.
Yeah, but
I still think Bud Abbott and Lou Costello is still the greatest because nobody could ever have the same magic on who's on first.
Yeah, no.
That cannot be duplicated in any other fashion. They pioneered that.
Yeah. But you got to admit, Howard Fine and Howard, again, either iteration, can never be topped.
But the thing about it is that the whole thing about Ted Healy, you still have to think about Ted Healy, because if it wasn't for Ted Healy bringing them together originally, you would never have Howard Fine and Howard.
Yeah.
Or as they were better known as far as one of their famous gags, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Yeah.
Well, and one other thing about Abbott and Costello is it was their movie that got Bela Lugosi to make his second and last appearance as Count Dracula. In that, which, by the way, they did show Dracula tonight on Svengoolie. I thoroughly enjoy that. All the time. Any of those Universal ones, I can watch them over and over.
That is still a beloved Chicago staple. Svengoolie.
Somebody was telling me something about Svengoolie. They went to a convention somewhere, and he walked in, and it was like royalty.
Oh, it is.
I mean, everybody just shut up. I mean, the room went silent as he walked in, and everybody just watched him walk by.
And the thing about it is he's as crazy and nice in person as he is on this show. And even online, I'll say, because I got Rich Cause as a friend of mine on Facebook. Actually, I have him and the guy who plays the piano, which his name escapes me right now, but I'm also friends with him, but shows how good of a friend I am. But I did last year around Halloween, I did a whole week's worth of Universal Monster sketches. And he commented on, it was either, I think it was the Lon Chaney one from The Mummy. It could have been Bela Lugosi, but anyway, he chimed in. Rich Cause, Svengoolie, chimed in and said, just he liked that sketch, and he just said a couple kind words about it and that. But my friend seen him in person at one of these conventions, and they said he's just wonderful to be around. He's not uppity. He doesn't act like Chevy Chase.
Well, the question I've got is, how old is this guy? I mean, because he's been around for.
He's not the original Svengoolie.
Okay.
He's not the first one.
Okay. No.
Koss is known at Rich Koss is known as the son of Svengoolie to keep the man.
Okay. So what shows on MeTV is actually son of Svengoolie?
Well, it's called Svengoolie. He actually first appeared on the original Svengoolie show, which was on WFLD out of Chicago. Which, trying to think. Jody, do you remember what national affiliate WFLD was?
It wasn't affiliated originally. It was just a regular UHF channel before they got the Fox affiliation back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
80, I want to say like 89, 87, somewhere between 87 and 89, it became a Fox station.
Okay.
And they slowly was getting affiliated with Fox, and then Fox took them over, and they became Fox 32, and the rest was history.
But the one you're thinking of, Joe, is Jerry G. Bishop. He was the first one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he died in 77, I think. Or no, not in 77, but he was 77 when he died.
Oh, okay.
Because in 77, he was still doing Svengoolie, which that would have been cool. He would be living up to the part that he played on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they tried to revive our local show. Our show was called Shock Theater, had Dr. Shock. And Tommy, damn it.
Tommy Dammit? I don't remember him.
I can't remember his name. He was the sales director for Channel 9, WTBC here in town. Well, they went to bring it back, and the guy that was really spearheading it, wanted to be the Dr. Shock. He got in all the makeup and all that, and Channel 9 says, whoa, he looks like Tommy. Even Miss Marcia goes, he looks too much like Tommy.
Now, Blood Rose, there were
Tommy
two
Reynolds.
There were two Joes, by the way. I'm not certain if you were thinking about Besser or the other guy. I can't think of the other guy's name.
Yeah, Joe Besser.
And it was another Joe somebody.
Yeah, Curly Joe.
Curly Joe, I think, is all they referred him to.
No, Joe Besser was just Joe.
Right.
Yeah, and he ended up being on the Joey Bishop show too.
Yeah,
to confuse things even more.
Yeah, and then the other Joe came in as Curly Joe.
Yeah, and that's the one I'm trying to think of. The one that revitalized the Stooges back in the late '60s, early '70s. It was the second Joe.
Well, yeah, he was in the movies. Like the Three Stooges Go to Mars or whatever it was called. And it was not a very good movie, but
and he also made appearances in all the cartoon series. So he had like the Super Stooges, the Three Stooges show. He was always in there. I can't think of a name because I know Besser was MGM's choice, not what Mo wanted. And then after that guy said he couldn't take it anymore, he didn't want to do the slapstick and stuff. Mo got his guy, and his name was Joe. I can't think of his last name, and he became Curly Joe. I can't even think of his name right now.
So I'm looking up some more stuff about Jerry G. Bishop, and it talks about his 40-plus year career as a radio and TV host. Says that he won 3 Emmys and he toured with the Beatles. But he may be best remembered as the original Svengoolie from 1970 to 73.
And I believe it was
Joe
Rich.
Dorita.
Yeah, there you
that's
go.
it.
That's it. Joe Dorita.
The Dorita was the saving grace of the Stooges because they would have died. They would have died in the 50s if they didn't get Dorita to come and play Curly Joe.
Yeah. And he died in 93.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what rerun of the talk show that I was watching. It might have been Dick Cavett, but it had Mo Howard on there, and he had the exact same Mo haircut that he always did, except it was all gray.
What, the Mike Douglas show?
Might have been Mike Douglas. Yeah, I don't remember. I've been watching a lot of those on Tubi TV lately, especially the Dick Cavett show.
Did you know all the pies that were thrown, if it wasn't Mo on camera, it was Mo throwing the pies?
Mm-hmm.
Because Mo was such a good shot with the pie, they didn't have to do another take. And he saved them money on pies.
Which I'm sure was just whipped cream or shaving cream.
No, they were pies. Mm-hmm. He said they were real pies.
Oh, wow.
Some were actually real pies.
Yeah, they hurt when they hit.
That's one of the reasons why Bester wanted to leave so bad. He couldn't take the slapstick. He couldn't take it.
Yeah, Skunk remembers me getting hit in the face with a pie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah. Joe, if it hadn't been for the graham cracker crust, my nose would have been bleeding.
Wow.
There are
it's kind of like getting hit in the face with a bag of wet cement. I mean, just depending on what kind of pie it is.
It was whipped cream and graham cracker.
Oh.
You could see my face imprinted in the bottom of the pie pan.
Also, it wasn't like a long distance toss. It was like somebody just slammed you with it.
My wife, you could see my head coming back. Splatter was a good 30 feet behind me.
Get whiplash. God help you if it was an apple pie.
Oh, it'd kill me.
Oh, shit, Dutch apple.
I can't believe this has slipped up on us.
Oh, wow.
Guess what?
You missed. Oh, wow. We missed the timing. Shame on us, but we had a good time.
Yeah. Show went a little quicker than I thought it would. If I was ready to wrap up about planning on wrapping up about midnight and hanging out, but we all got to talking, having a good time. Thanks everybody for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, I appreciate it. And Kiri's talking about Mo. Yeah, Mo was gray-headed. Still had that same chili bowl haircut, but it was snow white.
Mm-hmm. And that's the weird thing because it's like his original haircut, the way that he normally styles it.
Yeah.
Only thing he had to do was just comb it down to get the chili bowl.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything special, but just comb the top of it down and it formed the chili bowl around his head.
Which I've seen pictures of all of them with normal hair, and the one that always shocks me the most is Larry Fine.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, if there was a picture of Mo, Larry, and Curly out of the Three Stooges get up in suits and ties and the hair done, they could have been mobsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They had that look.
Yeah, these particular pictures I saw, they looked very mean too.
Yeah.
Especially with Shemp outside of makeup. That's one of the reasons why they were trying to hire him to do so many of the gangster movies. He just had that look.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like Sheldon Leonard. How could you put Sheldon Leonard in any part other than a gangster or some tough guy? You know, like in It's a Wonderful Life, he's the tough guy. Don't mess with me, bartender.
Wasn't that Lionel Barrymore as the bad banker?
Yeah, Mr. Potter.
Yeah.
The world needs ditch diggers.
Yeah, of course, ditch diggers now are making $35, $40 an hour.
Driving to Chicago, we see all of the construction going on all the way up 57 and that up to I-80. And every time we go by these people that work for the state, I'm thinking, man, they're making a lot of money.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's that. Yep.
Yeah, they don't look like gangsters.
The top picture looked like they were. They could fit right into that crowd.
Yep.
I got a much more interesting picture though.
Go ahead with it.
What's wrong with this picture?
That's all three brothers together with Larry.
Yeah.
And Curly's got hair.
And Curly's got hair.
And it is Curly. Hey, wait.
4.
Yeah, that is Curly. That is Jerome. That's Jerome before they zoop. I forgot which short that was. It that it was from. That was from one of their earlier shorts too. Where they had him to play like an innocent bystander.
That was after he had his stroke, wasn't it?
I thought it was before.
Oh.
Because I think this is not during the second stint of Shemp. Because remember, Shemp left. They got Jerome. Jerome had the stroke. He couldn't do anything. They brought Shemp back, and then Shemp died.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really cool to see a picture of all with those 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, because and it said this is one of the few pictures you'll be able to see more than 4 Stooges or more than 3 Stooges because there are 4 in the shot.
Yeah. Well, that's like with the Marx Brothers. Really cool. Everybody knows Groucho Harpo Chico, and then sometimes you know about Zeppo because he always played the straight man in their movies. But there was a 5th Marx brother called Gummo that was always behind the scenes.
Who is that? Curly?
That's Curly.
Yeah. There's this picture, I think, is the classic picture that everyone thinks of whenever they think of the out of character Stooges. It's always this one specific shot. I got it brought up if
oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that one that they look like mobsters there. They look like the mobsters, like Mo staying there could be like an underboss.
I mean, cause I think what really sells it is like, you know, the first 2, they're just sitting there. It's like a candid photo, you know, but it's Curly. The look on his face, he just looks, he literally does look like one of those things where Mo and Larry are going to be sitting there having a conversation and turn to Curly and be like, yeah, bend him. Did you guys see the? Oh, I know we're over time, but did you guys see the episode of The Simpsons where they did the 21 thing with the card counting?
No.
So basic. Long story short, because all the Simpsons stories get really convoluted now. The church gets destroyed, and they need money to be able to fix the church. So Apu convinces the 6 people who actually care that the church is destroyed, which is the Reverend, his wife, Marge, and a few other people, Ned, of course, to go to the casino and card count, right? So they're successful. They raise enough money for the church. They even get a little bit extra for themselves, which, of course, Ned's freaking out about. But Reverend Lovejoy, being a hypocrite, he's of course very happy about it. The problem is that, remember, if you remember from classic Simpsons, Marge has a gambling addiction. So Homer, as soon as Homer finds out that Marge is at the casino again, he flips out, runs to the casino with a photo of her, and is just all like, "Have you seen this woman?" And of course, now the pit boss is like, "Oh yeah, no, that's the girl who's been counting cards in our building that we've already caught at least once. We want our money back." So they pull up into a side room, and they're all like, "Just tell us where your wife is so we can get our money back." And Homer's all like, "So are you guys going to use the vice?" They're like, "We don't have a vice." And this is an ongoing gag throughout the whole entire thing. He's like, "When are you going to get the vice?" He's telling you we don't have a vice. And then finally, one of the casino mobsters is like, "Go get the vice." And Homer was like, "I knew you had a vice."
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here. Let's wrap this down. Bring everybody up big. Thanks everybody for tuning in, even the trolls.
Yeah.
You affect
To
our
the trolls.
Yeah, thank you to the trolls because you actually register as a view on our channel. We appreciate that.
We need to have a troll night and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh,
and then have a prize for the best troll.
I give them all a -4.
Kind of like my middle finger of fate Facebook award for Uncle Carl's group I did.
Yeah.
But
Kerry says, yeah, we need a troll night. With that, we're going to wrap it up. It's time to say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.